What's up, everybody? Here we are. We love the sport. Last couple weeks we've been talking about the Eastern Conference, Western Conference powerhouses. As the season's coming to an end this week, we just want to finish off the regular season by talking who's going to win the awards.
And I actually ruined it and said last week we'd be talking about brackets, so I do apologize. This week we're talking about the awards. I'm Nate.
I'm Ryan.
And this is N&R Analysis. Just want to give a special shout out to Virgil Riggs this week. He supplied us with a microphone, and I just want to say thank you. That's awesome that we have the support on this channel. Also this week, we want to welcome in our friend and co-worker, Ahmed Kareem. Hi. We've got an empty seat here in the middle of...
All right. Hello, everyone.
Ahmed loves talking basketball as well, so we decided to invite him for this week. So,
yeah.
Ryan, start us off.
Yeah, so first off, we're going to be talking about Defensive Player of the Year. So start with you, Ahmed. Who's kind of you see as winning the Defensive Player of the Year?
I really believe that Giannis Antetokounmpo is going to win it again.
Okay.
You know, he done it before, and he will do it again.
Yeah. You think he's been able to carry Milwaukee, and you think he's going to finish off strong?
He has been carrying Milwaukee the whole season. So
okay. Nate?
I think currently, I don't know, there's been a lot of names tossed around, and I haven't followed it as closely this season as I have last season. Some of the names that are in the conversation are Rudy Gobert is one for sure, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Mikal Bridges, Draymond Green, and Marcus Smart. And then there's been a few other names that have been tossed around, but if I don't know, like I've heard from sources that Marcus Smart is the top runner, and from other places I hear that Rudy Gobert is the top candidate. And he's obviously won it 3 times. If he won it 4 times, that would put him with elite company.
Sure.
He'd be up there with the likes of Ben Wallace and
Dikembe
Mutombo. Thank you. I was forgetting that for a second. So that would be awesome. If he went on to win a 5th eventually, it'd be so cool. I think Rudy's going to get it again, but
really?
Obviously there's different opinions. Ahmed thinks Giannis. So who's your take?
I am going to go with a kind of a dark horse. I'm going to go with Marcus Smart. I feel like Marcus Smart, he's been great. Obviously, I'm a big Boston guy this year.
Okay.
I've loved the way that they've been playing as of late. And I feel like Marcus Smart has been leading that defense, and he has a strong case.
Okay.
Kind of going on a side topic there, what about Bam? I mean, obviously, Bam's kind of a strange case. Last couple days, he's come out and said that he thinks he deserves it.
I don't
He's
think
led Miami.
I don't think you can jump in the conversation at the end of the season, though. It's overall, I would assume.
Yeah.
And, you know, like I said, it's been tossed around. We've all got different candidates. That's the cool thing about it this year, is that you don't know who it is. Mikal Bridges has been mentioned as one that's been really good.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah.
So we got Giannis.
It's exciting to see.
Marcus Smart, Rudy Gobert. As long as Draymond doesn't win it, I'm happy. Okay, we're moving on. We're going to talk about most improved player. Ahmed, who do you think? First, read us those candidates. Who you got? So we got Darius Garland, John Morant, DeJounte Murray, Miles Bridges, and Desmond Bane are the candidates for this one.
I'm going to go with Miles Bridges. I just love this guy playing.
Okay.
Every time he touched the ball, I just love when he dunks on everyone. You know, I just
love the dunks.
I just love the dunks. You know, I'm gonna go with Miles Bridges.
Has he improved on the defensive end, though? Also,
not so much on defensive end,
okay,
but much on offensive end.
Okay, I agree with that 100%.
Right?
I mean, obviously, there's some great names on there, like you said, Darius Garland, DeJounte Murray, Desmond Bane. I love all of them, and I think they've all improved. Obviously, otherwise they wouldn't be in the running there. But I gotta give props to Ja. Ja's been having this killer year. Obviously, Memphis barely making the playoffs last year, and all of a sudden now they're at the top of the West. Like, they're competing with the best of the best.
That's true.
And Ja's leading that team. And I mean, Desmond Bane, obviously, he's on that team as well. But I feel like where he's only had 1 year before this, it's not really a most improved. Because most players don't see their full potential their rookie year. So my vote's Ja.
Personally, I think Ja will get it. I don't think he deserves it.
Really?
And that's my take. I think the Grizzlies are great, but what do you do in the NBA? You progressively get better, right? Their whole team is getting better. They're young. They're growing. I don't think it's Ja, man. I would pick... I want to go with Miles Bridges as well.
Really?
Yeah.
I think he deserves it over anyone there. He's not going to get it. It'll probably be Ja.
Okay.
So that's my take on it.
That's a good pick.
All right, we'll move on. Rookie of the Year. We only got 3 candidates here that are for sure in the running. Obviously, there's others that are decent that came out of this season, but Cade Cunningham from Detroit, Evan Mobley, who's on the Cavs. No, Ryan loves the Cavs. And Scotty Barnes in Toronto.
Yeah, I'll start this one. Like I said, I love the Cavs. I've loved their history. Evan Mobley, I loved him at USC. He's had a great career there. I feel like he's going to win it. He's my pick. He's my favorite of the 3. He's just leading that Cleveland team. I mean, obviously, Cleveland hasn't had a good year in their franchise since LeBron got there and left, and it's always been with LeBron. And so it's great to see that they are doing something without LeBron. And Evan Mobley, obviously, him with Darius Garland. They got a good core there, and I think he's going to win it.
Okay.
I agree.
Evan Mobley?
Yeah, I'm picking him too.
Just for the sake of this video, I gotta mix it up. I have underlined my pick there, and you guys know who that is, but I'm gonna say Scotty Barnes anyways.
Good.
Just to be different. I think he's a surprise.
Yeah.
And nobody expected his name to be up there with the top candidates.
Sure.
So he's done an excellent job to even be competing. I love the way he's meshed with Toronto.
Yeah.
He's done a really good job over there. So, just for the sake of it, I'll say Scotty Barnes.
No, I think you're right there with, Cade Cunningham, Evan Mobley.
Sixes.
They were top.
Go either way.
They were top of the picks in the draft, and so they were expected to be these great. Scotty Barnes, he was expected to be a good player, but nowhere near what he's putting out his rookie year. So obviously, all 3 have great careers down the line, as expected.
Okay, moving on to Coach of the Year. We've got a couple different candidates here. Monty Williams, Eric Spoelstra. Sorry, I should say teams. Monty Williams is Phoenix. Eric Spoelstra is the Heat. Taylor Jenkins is Memphis.
JB Bickerstaff
I
in
actually
Cleveland.
don't even know that guy.
And then we obviously got Boston.
And then Boston's coach. And Boston, again, has been a surprise. I just think it's between those 3. I wouldn't even
Which
throw
3?
in those other names. I think Taylor Jenkins, because Memphis has been fabulous. Eric Spoelstra, they've had the #1 record this year. And Monty Williams is actually my pick for this.
Okay.
The #1 overall West Coast record and just overall in the NBA. So my pick is Monty.
Solid pick.
He didn't get it last year too, and it always seems like they kind of pass it on to a different person. I hate to say that, but speculation
they
of
like
the
to do
NBA. I've been
something
following this for years. I just think it's going to be Monty.
Okay.
So.
How about you?
I agree. I watched Monty in the bubble. He won an 80-0. And after that season.
Oh yeah.
So
that was cool in the bubble.
That was a good run. They didn't make it to the playoff, but they had a good run.
But they didn't give it to him that year, right?
And then they didn't give him
the
last
next year.
Yeah.
They were fabulous, right behind Utah, second best record in the NBA. Didn't give it to him.
Yeah.
So this year,
I believe this year, they have the best record in the NBA right now.
okay.
So.
All right, Monty.
With those picks, you can't go wrong with any of them. Like any of these awards, all these guys, they are all deserving. I'm going to go with Taylor Jenkins, though.
Okay. Memphis?
I think...
Just for being surprising?
Yeah, just surprising. Like, Miami Heat, they obviously got these players. We knew that they were going to be a good team. They're performing at that level. Phoenix, great year last year, great year this year. Kind of doing what was expected of them. But here we have Memphis, and they're climbing up. And obviously, I know you mentioned that Memphis, they're young guys. They're getting better. So, obviously...
They're coming.
They're
coming.
Yeah, exactly. They're coming. But... I just love the way that he is. When he got put in as that coaching position, I'll be the first to admit it, I didn't think he was a good choice.
Oh, cool.
I thought he was going to be a decent coach, but I didn't see him taking this team to the level that he has, and it's been awesome to watch. And so he's my pick.
Okay. Good pick. I like that.
Yeah. Going on to sixth man. So some of the top people we have, Tyler Hero, Kelly Oubre Jr., Kevin Love, Montrezl Harrell, and Jordan Clarkson.
Reigning six-man, Jordan
Reigning
Clarkson.
six-man. Yeah, I got to throw that in there.
Oh, how I wish you could get it this year.
Yeah, we got Jordan Clarkson right here.
Clarkson here. I wish, but I'm going to go with this one. I'm picking Tyler Hero.
Okay.
Yeah, he's my pick.
Reason being?
He has he come out of the bench. He scored. He scored a lot of points. He passes the ball. He's he play good defense, good offense. I'm picking him.
Okay.
I'm with Jordan Clarkson, but I don't think Jordan Clarkson will get this one this year.
Oh yeah, he won't.
Tyler Hero will get it.
No, there's a lot of different candidates, and I know who Ryan's picking. And it's from the Cavs over there. I'll always say that. Kelly Oubre has been fabulous. I also am going to go with Tyler Hero, and I think that's for reliability. Comes off the bench. He's consistent. He's constantly putting forth a strong effort, and he kind of brought himself up in conversation and said, "Oh, I hear all these names: Donovan Mitchell, Jason Tatum. I think my name should be up there with those guys." And he said that, and then I don't want to say he got more popularity from that, but really he is a good player, and I think this year he has shown it, and that's why the Heat have the #1 record in the East. So, Tyler Hero, who we got?
I'm going to say Tyler Hero, I think, wins it, but I don't think he's the most deserving of it.
Okay.
Like you said, Kevin Love. Shout out to Cleveland again. I love Kevin Love. I've loved him since when he got picked by Minnesota. He's been this guy who's been a star by himself leaving Minnesota, not doing much. Obviously, the team didn't have anything around him. Going to Cleveland, teaming up with LeBron, Kyrie, had the championship run. Great player, stuck around with Cleveland when everyone else left. Mm-hmm. And seeing him step back to the six-man role, that's got to be hard for him. No one wants to be that star who has to take the step back and realize that their career is coming to an end soon. And Kevin Love's embraced that. He's being a great role model for those guys, saying, hey, I'll do what's best for the team. And I love the way he's playing. Okay. I love what he's doing for the team, both on the court and off the court. And that's why he's my pick. That's why I think he should deserve it.
Okay. That would be a good pick. I think he's well deserving of it too, and where he's kind of at the end of his career. I have high hopes for him, but I don't think he's going to get it.
Okay. So I agree with that.
And what everybody's been waiting for, we got a couple more awards. We're going to go over MVP. We're going to talk a little bit about the scoring title here at the end, and then Executive of the Year. So let's get into MVP. And this is obviously a tight run. It's been all over the place. Top candidates here. I know Ahmed wants to drop the name. Kevin Durant. But we don't think Kevin Durant's going to win it.
I don't think he'll win it, but he deserves it. He deserves his name to be in the MVP run.
Do you think it's because their team kind of fell out of the running and they're in the play-in now? Or do you think, why... Do you think it's because he got injured towards the end of the season? Why is he not up there with... I should probably say the candidates first. Giannis is up there. Nikola Jokic and Joel Embiid are the top runners for this. So,
because of his team has fallen off too, and because of his injury.
Okay.
So his injury killed him out. If he, missed at least 10 games, he probably would be in the MVP run.
Okay.
I think going along with that too, if he didn't miss those games, their team would be doing better, and so that also would reflect and put him also in there. So I agree with that.
So out of those other three candidates, we'll just throw Kevin Durant out. Sorry if you ever watch this show. Between Giannis, Nikola, and Joel Embiid, who's gonna win it?
I'm gonna go with my guy.
Giannis.
I think he deserves it.
Okay.
Yeah.
We got solid pick. MVP. I feel like every year it's some sort of different discussion of why we choose MVP. Is it actually the most valuable for their team, or is it the best player in the league? And
good record.
The good record, yeah, exactly. There's all these reasons why people vote the way they do. I'm going to base my opinion off of who I think is most valuable for their team.
Okay.
And I think that's Jokic.
Okay.
I think out of these candidates, the best player is Giannis. I think does everything defensively, offensively. I think he's the best of the three. But most valuable for their team, Jokic. Obviously, Jamal Murray's been injured. They've had these injuries. They haven't had the players that they expected. He stepped up when he needed to. He's getting the rebounds. He's getting the assists. He's Obviously, he's a big man, but he's carrying the ball up and down the court, scoring. I think he's the most valuable for his team.
Okay.
What about you, Nate?
It's tough. And the reason why I say that is I think Jokic too, but Embiid is very deserving, and I think he's going to be so mad that he played in the league alongside another big man like that, because what Joel Embiid is doing right now is amazing. His as far as points per game is above Jokic. However, Jokic has more assists. So overall, if you look at it, and like you said, what they're doing for their team, even though Philly is above where Denver is right now, I still pick Jokic, and I think he's got it in the bag.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a surprise to Embiid unless he gives a really tough pusher at the end, couple 50-point games. That could make the difference.
Sure. I think it's one thing to say, though, is about this. How impressive is it that we have 3 big men who are in the running for MVP?
That's really cool.
Obviously,
do you
in the
consider Giannis a big man, though?
Power forward, center. He plays center when he's on the court, and then power forward. So I'd say he's a big man. In the history of the NBA, it went to the big guys, and then it slowly changed over to more guard, small forwards, getting it. And so it's kind of interesting to see this sort of loop of now we're going back to the age of the big men almost.
Okay.
Obviously, there's another award. We got the Executive of the Year. Mm-hmm. Obviously, there's some big names there. We got the Bulls Executive. We got the Grizzlies Executive. The Heat Executive. All great executives. Mm-hmm. I think there's nothing wrong with any of them. They've done great things for their team. Real quick, Nate, who do you have winning?
His name is going away. Pat Riley.
Miami Heat.
That's who I'm picking. Miami Heat. I think making that big acquisition. Sorry, I can't say that word. With Toronto and getting Kyle Lowry, that was a big deal for them, and that's why they have the #1 record in the East. So that's where I'm sitting at.
Solid pick. So, Ahmed, anything from you?
I'm gonna go with the Bulls.
Bulls.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got good picks in the offseason.
Arturas
Carnesovas.
It's a hard name.
Acquisition of DeRozan
and Alex Caruso. That was 2 good picks.
No, I go right along with that. I go with the Bulls and with Arturas Carnesovas. I think those acquisitions are great. And obviously going back when they got Nikola Vucevic from Orlando. Yeah. Obviously that wasn't this year, but it's been great to see what he's done with that team. Obviously, Chicago hasn't had a great past couple years, and so it's been really awesome to see them bringing Zach LaVine in the last couple of years, moving on from those D. Rose, Jimmy Butler years, and getting them to actually being a powerhouse again in the East. Okay. It's been great to see. Obviously, they had injuries towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
Obviously hurt their record, but that's who I think
is most deserving. We even talked about this, though. I just don't think that they have... It did seem like a fake team to me. I don't think they have what it takes to make it.
It's true.
And so, great acquisitions and pulling people on your team, but I don't know. I just don't see it. That's why I picked Pat Riley. Okay. And Miami could actually go pretty far in the playoffs. Yeah. So, and scoring title. Final thing we're talking about here, we got three front runners. It is a close race.
Yeah. So obviously, as we're going through this, as of yesterday. So we had Joel Embiid leading at 30.42 points per game. Mm-hmm. LeBron at number 2 at 30.27. Mm-hmm. And Giannis finishing off in third at 29.89. So anything can happen. We got a week left to play. Under a week.
There's four games for some teams and 3 games for others.
So obviously a big game could pull them ahead. Bad game could pull them under.
That's true.
Who do you have winning it, Nate?
I hate to say it, but I think LeBron will take it. I think Embiid won't be able to hold up in those next couple of games, and he'll fall below the leading board right now. Giannis, you know what's crazy is Giannis could win the scoring title. He could win Finals MVP this year. He could win MVP this year. He could win Defensive Player of the Year this year. So, man, overall player, Giannis, I just have to give my props to him. In our first video, I wore my Bucks jersey. Big Giannis fan. But if you're here for anything, it's for the jersey collection. Who you got?
I'm going to go with a guy, I'm sorry, but that's the player I don't like. It's LeBron James. He's a good player. Just put respect on his name. If he played the lost games, I believe that he'll win the scoring title.
Okay. But do you think if he doesn't play the last couple of games and he's out for the season, can he still win it?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
You think Embiid?
Embiid will have a bigger chance that he will win it if LeBron James will not play the last games.
Okay. Right.
I'm going to go with LeBron as well. I am the biggest LeBron supporter.
We all know why. We all know why.
Obviously, it's a tight race. Any of them could win it. Giannis has put up 50-point games in the past. They were nothing. And LeBron's had some crazy point games this year. Joel Embiid's had some crazy. So any of them could do it. But, also a bad game could pull them under. I agree with you, Nate. I don't think Embiid, the last couple games, is going to be able to keep it up. I think he's going to kind of save a little bit in the tank, knowing that he's got to hold out for the playoffs. And
do you think he cares if he wins the scoring title?
I think
would be his first, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be his first, and I think he would want to win it, but it's not more important to him than
having making it to the playoffs.
Yeah. Okay. So I think he's going to hold back a little bit. Giannis, he's one of those playful guys that will give his all 110% every night, and that worries me. But I'm going to go with LeBron. I think LeBron, he's shown out for his last couple games if he plays. And if he doesn't play, I think that it's so close between him and Embiid. Embiid's going to drop under that.
Okay.
So,
all right.
Obviously, a lot of great players we talked about. The NBA's in great hands as we see this kind of shift from these stars that we all have known for years and changing into a new hands of players.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, NBA's in great hands, I think.
I agree.
I agree on that. Yeah.
Longer segment tonight. We appreciate you being here with us. We appreciate the support on the channel, and we hope to see you next week.